Welcome back to the BArnzy channel. This time we have the brand new Roto Grip XL. For those of you who don't remember this ball, the original cell was the one that put Roto Grip on the map. This one's a 5.5 by 5 by 2.5, and we'll start off like we always do with just lining up. We're here at the ITRC, and this is kind of their version of a house shot, I believe. And there's some friction out there, as you can see, but nothing crazy. There's actually some oil in the gutter. Maybe not a lot. So we have 250, 056, 019, and that's in a 15-pounder. We have the AI core, which basically is supposed to give you a bigger coefficient of restitution, get you a couple extra hits. That first shot missed the head pin left, so I'll move about 10 left and see what we got there. And we're starting to get into it. So, Brooklyn, Brooklyn 6 is about 4 more pins, 4 more boards for me. So, E-Trax Ultra cover, it's kind of a medium low RG. Obviously it flares a ton, 019 asymmetrical diff. Colors are not that much different than the first time around either. Let's go 4 more left. That's probably good enough. 3 shots, we should be about right. Gonna throw out the track wheel, erase the scores, and as you can see, like I said, 5.5 by 5 by 2.5. So, well, let's get started. I'm just gonna slide like 25-ish and look at about 13 and hope I hit it once in a while. That's somewhat close. You know, this is my first day throwing it, so I'm not sure what all we're going to throw, but I did bring up a bunch of them to throw. So I have a phase 2 that's drilled pretty identical to it. I have a lower pin idle. I have a pin in that middle finger with the reality, and then the ball we've been sleeping on for a little while, but really liked recently, the Absolute Power. So the first thing I really noticed is it's not super slow. I don't know. Shout out to my cameraman, 2.0. Trying to upgrade this show as we can, you know. So off the 4.9, I just moved 1 more left. So maybe getting a little looser. Hey, if you like these jerseys or anything else, as you can see, sponsored by Coolwick. Go to coolwick.com. BArnzy 10 will get you 10% off there. And if you like any of the BArnzy merchandise, beefandbarnzy.com. Just all spelled out. A-N-D. So. Oh boy. See, not quite your typical house shot. I didn't miss anything but go light. But not really so good either. That's a little bit closer. So predictable, feels like a middle of the bag ball. Yeah, what I said, not what I meant. But controllable, benchmark type shape. Huh? Man, I'm glad you're here. This is great. It's great for me. There's not enough hold on this thing for a house shot. That was like 1 left. Come on. Well, you're going to see what the ball really does. So All right, well, throw it a couple of different ways. This move a little left, throw it slower, see what it looks like. Actually, first we'll just rotate it. We'll get around it a little bit. And the point of that's just to see whether it retains its shape, and it did. Add a little more rotation, moved a couple left, got down the lane further, but it didn't really make it, didn't make it hockey stick necessarily. Kept that same shape the way through. That tells me it's going to be good as it goes through transition. This move a little right, we'll knuckle it up just a little bit and see what happens. Still plenty of mid lane, which I would expect out of this ball. I mean, it rolls like what I would say is a traditional symmetric ball. That big long continuation window where it reads the mid lane a lot. Gives you control, helps you control the pocket, control the wet dry. All those things are pretty good. And we'll move left. And where's my hold, man?
House shot's dirty here.
This is not a 240 average house shot. Obviously didn't have a problem picking up, but let's see if we can get far enough left here. Have to retain the angle going through the front for sure. Man, this is flat for a house shot. But you can see it doesn't have any problems picking up, and it does keep the shape kind of no matter where I stand in the lane. Here in the Beef and BArnzy channel, that's what you get, the good, the bad, and the ugly. The good evidently is our cameraman today. So, back to where we were. Hey, but bonus, they break down fast.
Yay.
That was another one left. Let's see what a phase 2 looks like that. Basically identical drilling, just a touch further away actually. It's like 5 3/4 by 5 by probably 2. But also pretty new, staying in the same spot. Didn't expect that. So, what do you think?
What do I think? Me and Lana did a house shot. All the
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll move a couple right with this. Like I said, it is drilled a little bit weaker, but so phase 2, I would say, is a little bit earlier. In general, moved right. It picked up in front of it. When I got there, it got a little bit lazy down lane, which is telling me that the front of the lane's hooking a little bit more, and it used up some more of that energy in the front. So, cycle around with basically a low 5-inch idle. So 5 by 4 by 4. Again, we'll get in the same spot. This is where this do a little average maintenance in this place. So. I moved a little right like I did with the phase 2. That obviously still picked up in the same spot, so I'll move left here. Let's get an idea. Oh God. The fact that that shot's still going to be in this video is proof that we don't cut and edit, so that was miserable. So the idle a little bit smoother, probably again a little bit stronger in the front. It's been so long since I've thrown a good shot. We'll go ahead and throw the XL again so you can see it, and I'll throw it from that same spot. That just threw from the idle. Or just miss a lot left from that same spot with the idle. And I'll just go ahead and get, oh boy. Trying not to make this a 15-minute long video, but not a lot of great shots here. Again, medium low RG. It's a high diff ball. It's got a lot of asymmetry in it. And we're gonna go with the one that's got a little tighter thumb hole in it now. And compared to the idle, more back end, a little sharper. So I'll go ahead and throw the absolute power, though I expect this to be a little earlier. And a little smoother. And that's a low 4 3/4 by 3 by 4. So once again, I think this is a middle of the bag ball. I think it's actually a little more responsive than a phase 2, a little bit cleaner through the front. Has a great down lane motion. And I'm thinking already that this is probably going to go to my bag to Nationals here in a week. I've seen worse remakes, that's for sure. Roto Grip XL coming to you in about 2.5 weeks, in mid-June, I believe. You'll have to check for that because, you know, off the top of my head, I can't remember. But that sounds about right, about 3 weeks from now. So, again, great looking ball. I think this has a great shape. I think it's going to be good for a lot of players. I think it's going to get to my bag pretty much right away. So, if you like this, check out BArnzy for more ball reviews. You'll get the real talk here. Go to Coolwick. BArnzy 10 will get you a discount there, and we'll see you next time on the BArnzy channel.